morning. I've recently been reading the Sermon on the Mount, and at the end it's got one of the most well-known parables in the Bible. Let me just read it. It's from 24 to 27 of chapter 7 of Matthew. Therefore, everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house upon the rock. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew, and beat that house. Yet it did not fall, because it had its foundations on the rock. But everyone who hears these words of mine and does not put them into practice is like a foolish man who built his house upon sand. The rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew and beat against that house, and it fell with a great crash. I say it's perhaps one of the most well-known parables of Jesus. And if any of you remember the Riding Lights Theatre Company, you'll probably remember it as well. But in these days, we're all experiencing to some extent storms against us. And some will be experiencing very severe storms. And all of us, at some point in the future, may well experience extremely severe storms against us. And Jesus draws attention to two different houses, two different ways of living. They both experienced the same storms. For each one it says the rain came down, the streams rose, and the winds blew. The results were very different. One house stood. It did not fall. The other house collapsed. The difference was, what were their foundations? One was built upon the rock of Jesus. And we need to understand that we may well experience, in fact we will experience all sorts of things. And you may experience all sorts of things going on within you. The key is not our strength. The key is the foundation that our lives are built upon. It is Jesus who enables us to withstand the storms. But also look at what he says right at the beginning. The wise man is the one who hears his words and puts them into practice. So our strength comes from Jesus. He's our strength. He's our righteousness. He's our wisdom. But we should do the Jesus things. We should pray. We should give. We should help. We should share his word. We should speak his words. But he is our foundation. And in Psalm 73 verse 26 it says, though my heart and my flesh, though they fail me, you, God, are the strength of my life. So we can get worried because we feel weak inside. We experience emotions and thoughts and anxieties going on within us. But you are not the strength of your life. I'm not the strength of my life. Jesus is the strength of our life. Amen.